lonesome when you go. You're gonna make me lonesome.
The sound of Green Shine there, and a Bob Dylan song, You're Going to Make Me Lonesome When You Go. And as promised, joining me in the studio tonight, I've got Andy McGranaghan and Bill Vaughan from the Letterkenny Music and Drama Group. Folks, you are very welcome.
Thanks you, Jean. Cheers.
Thank you.
So, Andy, you are director of two one-act plays written by local man Brian Walsh, and I didn't realise he was such a prolific playwright.
Yeah, well, in recent times he's become very prolific anyway, Jean. If I can pronounce prolific right, I'm not sure, but
I can pronounce it.
I know he's wrote numerous plays over the last few years. He would have started out, as far as I remember now, he started out doing a few sketches for the Memories Night down in the Station House Hotel every last Monday of the month, and he would have roped me in to do a few kind of very subtle, you know, the way I would play some very subtle characters there. So I usually give me the idiot part and he played the sensible part, and he was keeping me up to date in some of the things that he was writing and all. And then I guess so he must have been kind of taking it a bit more serious and entered a few competitions, and that's culminated in him winning, you know, the most recent one with the Matchless Orinda coming first. And I had seen the other one, Role of a Lifetime. I think he must have wrote that a couple of years ago maybe, and then entered it, you know, at a latter date, because I know it seemed to be on the go a wee bit longer. I know I had it in my drawer at the house, so to speak. I'd read it several times. I thought, God, if I ever get a chance, I would like to do, you know, maybe to direct it or to be in it even, you know, because I suppose ego would have me out front of stage rather than backstage.
I know a few people like that as well. And they plan to direct a play, and then the part is so good that they want to act it themselves. But you're actually directing, and you're acting in one of the plays yourself, Andy.
Yes, well, I'm director in name, and I have to just give a wee shout out. Plunkett's in the background. Plunkett is officially retired, but I've asked him just to come in and have an odd wee look at us and make sure we're not going too far off track. And he's been giving us some wee bit of guidance as well there. So I'll put a wee thanks out to Plunkett there because he's keeping us on the right track. Yeah, the play that I'm in along with Elaine Gillespie, and it's called Role of a Lifetime. I can't say too much about it because I'd be scared to say too much, because there's a slight twist at the end, and I don't want to give the game away, so to speak, on it. But it's a fella comes into a kind of like a garden feat type setting, and he has an encounter with a fortune teller, and the fortune teller is Elaine Gillespie, a well-known actress living in Letterkenny from Stranraer, multi-award winning. As I clench my teeth to that, because I've been in a few shows where now I've won no awards, but Elaine won. So it's great to get Elaine to do it, because you know, with time and one thing and another is a big commitment, you know. And there's a small part that towards the end, a person called Charlie, and Michael Leddy's doing a cameo there for us. He's coming out of semi-retirement from film criticism and television watching to do that page for us. So I really appreciate Michael doing that as well.
Well, of course, Letterkenny, we have the One Act Festival every year, so the concept of a one act play is here with us for a number of years.
Correct.
And it's great, I think because you don't lose your concentration during the one act. Like it's what, about 50 minutes, would that be right, Andy?
Yes, yeah. The second play, and I'll let Bill go into more detail about the second play, but it's called The Matchless Orinda, and that's running time 50 minutes, and The Role of a Lifetime, which will go second, is running about 35 minutes at the moment, you know. So yeah, so it's as you say, you know, if you are starting to get a bit restless in the seat of that, you know, there's another with the 3 one acts being on in the one night, you always know there's another one coming along shortly, and there's going to be a wee break, and you get up and stretch, and there's you know, I don't know if people like, you know, with the musicals and with the 3 act plays, they're really popular and they sell out very quickly. The one acts are a wee bit of a harder sell, but we thought, Brian winning these awards and being a local man from a well-known family and a really, really, really modest fella, like he wouldn't push they'd be sitting in his drawer at the house if he's very hard to get him to push something, So it's a great opportunity for the group, for us as individuals, and to get a chance to put them on. So no, it is it's a wee bit different than the normal 3-act plays and the musicals and that, but every bit as entertaining as we would agree, Jean, being involved in them this few years. Like, yeah.
And Bill, you're in the matchless Orinda, and
Yes.
I looked up the name Orinda. I'd never heard it before, but there's two definitions. One tells me that it's of Hebrew origin, meaning pine trees, and the other is a Latin origin, meaning probably Spanish, oro, meaning golden linda. But I don't know how true that is.
Well, you know more than me. I didn't even know that.
Is
I
it
didn't know
cute?
that, Jean. But it's based on a real character. The matchless Orinda. She was a 17th century poet, and I didn't realise that when I read the script first. So that makes it very kind of clever, I think, because it's the scenario is that my character, I'm a homeless person in Tower Hamlets in London. So I'm kind of, I could be sleeping anywhere, parks or, hostels or whatever. But, and it's based in modern time, but there's been a spate of unusual occurrences where there's been about 20 people over the last month at different times have appeared, and it's been discovered they've all been from the year 1664. And it's just been around the Tower Hamlets area, the old part of London. So the local council are a bit miffed and wondering what's going on here. And I'm just kind of looking for a place to bed down in a park, spend the day. And next thing I see this lady, very unusually dressed, lying on the grass in the park. And that's how it starts then. I kind of think, oh no, that's one of them. And then she wakes up, and the whole play then is a dialogue between myself and herself. She hasn't a clue where she is. She thinks I've kidnapped her, and it kind of goes on from there. And it's very kind of funny in that it covers a lot of kind of issues that are going on at the minute around homelessness, the immigration. With kind of all the things that are going on at the minute with different countries of that, social media, so I just think it's very clever. The two plays are very cleverly written, and they're nice and funny. They're nice and light-hearted. So it's just great. I'm looking forward to it.
And your partner in crime is Orla Carlin.
Orla, yes. Orla is the matchless Orinda. And I know Orla has loads of experience. I didn't realise that Orla was telling me that she was involved with a professional production going back, I think, a couple of summers ago. So that's I'll have to up my game. I'll just have to up my game. I'm nearly hoping she didn't. I wishing she didn't tell me that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's great, and.
Fantastic.
It's nice. First time I've ever been involved with the one-act plays, so it's nice.
Yeah, the
nice to get a taste of it.
the one act plays are lovely, and usually there's not that many characters in it as well, like a two-hander or a three-hander, and they keep you engaged. So they do for the duration of it. So there's 2 nights, Andy. You're in Glenswilly the first night.
Glenswilly the first night. We've arrangement through Bill here, had connections with the committee out there, and we've met Sharon and Dightmar out there, and we're all systems go now for Saturday night, 8 o'clock out in Glenswilly. There's not tickets, it's pay at the door, €12, €10 concession, pay at the door. And anything else about Glenswilly, Bill?
Glenswilly have a great facility out there. Dietmar Goupert, even the stage and the technology, lighting and sound is brilliant. We did plays out there, locally. It's quite a few years ago now, and every so often someone might say, "Is there any plays happening or anything happening out in the hall?" So I just thought it'd be a nice opportunity. So I was chatting to Sharon McGinty, and I was asking Sharon, what are the chances of putting this on out in Glenswilly? So Sharon was very accommodating, and the committee in Glenswilly. So it was great opportunity.
Excellent. And then, of course, the green on the 15th, is it?
The Wednesday the 15th then, and it's the normal times, Jean, 8 o'clock, and it's 12 and 10 again with concessions. So we're thankful for the theatre as well, and we've been kind of touching base with Niall around lighting and sound and that, and so we've maybe going to put a few final touches to that this week with Niall, getting a few wee technical things ironed out, and also we're very hopeful, that we'll get a bit, an audience. As I say, it's a slightly different, but very quirky plays, very different. I would compliment Brian on that, and I would be saying to him he's just got a wee bit of a different way of thinking and things, like, and that there's fun in them. There's a bit of thought provoking in them as well, and they're poignant as well, and as Bill says about, it's kind of touching, particularly the Matchless Surrender, it's kind of touching on some of the modern day subjects right up to now, like, he really hits a number of things, and I wouldn't say he's judgmental in any of them, but they're there in the conversation, and you can think whatever you like about them, but you can kind of see the parallels with today, like, and the 1664 was looking at that, and I think that there's some mention about it being a good year for beer, and I think that was, I don't know if we're allowed to say Cronin as a non-drinker myself. I think 1664 was Cronenberg, I think, but so as not being a drinker, or an ex-drinker, I don't really know anything about that.
Well, the very best of luck with it now, Andy and Bill, and pass on my best wishes to the rest of the cast as well.
Indeed, Jean.
And I hope it goes well. And thanks a million for taking time out tonight even,
Thank you.
To talk to me, and hopefully I'll get to one of those performances.
Hope
Thanks
so,
very
Jean.
much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Cheers.
Jean.
Hey, yeah.
11 years, Sarah.